Trump was so impressed with the military's actions in Venezuela that he is confident that they should go in and do it again somewhere else. Where? Who knows? But let's get into it. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your friends. We gotta get the word out about what's going on here because we are less safe now than we were 2 days ago, as Trump's invasion of Venezuela is highly illegal. It violates international law, and it's very questionable how they're going to justify it under our laws here in the United States. So we'll see what happens with that this coming week as Congress comes back into session. But Trump is so confident with the military after seeing it and watching this action in person that he wants to go and do it again. And he thinks we should and will. Take it from his word.
Incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us. There's nobody that has the capability that we have. You know, when I watch that war in Russia going on and on and on and everybody dying, and it's like it's primitive.
It's a safe bet that world leaders of other countries, possibly in similar situations as Venezuela, are probably really thinking about things right now, wondering if they are next. And Trump has mentioned a few. He's mentioned Cuba. He's tried to do this in Iran. Israel was calling for regime change in Iran. So could they be next? I mean, he said they will intervene if they start killing civilians, which has started happening. So Trump could possibly attempt this in Iran. I think it would look a lot different than in Venezuela because Iran actually has a proper military. And he's talked about doing this possibly in other places, such as Greenland, perhaps. Would he do this in Greenland? Look at this. Katie Miller seems to think it's a great idea. She's an advisor to the president. Is she telling him, hey, let's go do this in Greenland? You like that? Let's do it there. Easy. This is what they're thinking right now. But there's one place this probably really needs to happen in, and that is Russia. So, do you think Trump would do this to Vladimir Putin? I don't think so. They're too cozy. But I'm sure it has crossed Putin's mind because Trump has clearly gone rogue and is completely unpredictable now, as he has no problem violating the law to do whatever he wants. He's going full-on dictator mode on us here. Trump was just so enamored by the precision of our military, the fast actions they took to make this happen. He even, I think, gave out secrets to the operational secrets in an interview on Fox News.
Nobody has talent like this, and nobody has equipment like we have. I mean, everything was pinpoint. They had everything. They practiced. They actually built a house which was identical to the one they went into with all the safes and all the steel all over the place and, you know, at the top of stairways. And
this is very serious. He said that they built an entire structure that's exactly the same as where Maduro lived and rehearsed and practiced doing their mission in this replica structure. Are we supposed to know they do that? How do they get the structural scans? Was that a CIA operation there going on beforehand? But he said they did this, so that gives us some insight into their operational planning. And you know that all our adversaries heard that, are analyzing it and looking into it. And if anyone is suspicious that this could happen to them, you better bet they are making some structural changes or moving to a different place right now. Trump even said this about what he saw.
Real military people, that there's no other country on earth that can do such a maneuver. If you would have seen what happened, I mean, I watched it literally like I was watching a television show. And if you would have seen the speed, the violence, you know, they say that, the speed, the violence, they use that term. It's it was an amazing thing, an amazing job that these people did. There's nobody else could have done anything like it.
The violence was amazing. I mean, this guy really is a sick puppy because he ended up killing civilians in Venezuela. The numbers, we don't know exactly how many yet, But we know that there was an 80-year-old woman killed just in her apartment in the middle of the night, along with several other elderly people who were injured and have lost everything and have no help. They're left to pick up the pieces and try and live out the rest of their lives with their homes destroyed. Does Trump even think about that? Clearly not. He doesn't care about them. He doesn't care about the people. He doesn't really care how they're governed. He just wants control of the oil and the minerals. They have the largest deposits of oil in the world that have yet to be tapped, and they have vast deposits of gold and other rare earth minerals that he clearly wants his hands on to enrich both himself and his billionaire buddies. This brings us to our next question. Who is gonna govern Venezuela? He can barely run our country right now. And how much is that gonna cost? I don't want to pay for it. So how is this going to happen? Is Marco Rubio going to be the viceroy of Venezuela? He said that Rubio and Pete Hegseth were in charge of running Venezuela. Hegseth was a Fox News host before this. He has no experience governing. Marco Rubio has enough on his plate. We have multiple conflicts in the world to deal with. How the hell is he going to run Venezuela while being Secretary of State of the United States? It is simply not possible. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And they also have Maduro loyalists, members of his cabinet, still in place in Venezuela that are opposing Trump right now and vowing retaliation. So this is not over yet, not by a long shot. So there's a lot more to be told in this story, and we'll see how it unfolds here in the coming weeks. What's happening now is Trump is even starting to lose Republican support from Congress over this, over the governing of Venezuela by the United States. Even Brian Fitzpatrick put out this statement. He is a conservative Republican representative from Pennsylvania, and in his statement, he says the only country the United States should be running is the United States of America. He believes the United States should join the international community in holding free and fair elections in Venezuela to elect new leadership. However, he did stop short of saying whether or not he believed this military action was authorized or unauthorized, legal or illegal, and said that they are going to do more briefings and review of this to make determinations on that. So we'll see what he says about this after he gets more information. I do expect in the coming days, as more Republicans learn more information about this and public pressure grows on this, that more Republicans will be saying the similar thing and turning on Trump on this matter. The other thing about this that blew my mind was that Trump posted photos of he and his cabinet members in their war room at Mar-a-Lago. This operation was conducted from Mar-a-Lago. And how much did this cost us? But it looked like they were in the middle of some room in Mar-a-Lago where they set up curtains, black drapings, made their own little room, and conducted this operation from there. They had people come in and set up all the electronics, the monitoring, and everything. How much did that all cost us? Wouldn't they have been much more effective and cheaper just going back to Washington and doing this? And how secure was that? You're in the middle of a club, a country club, and people can just walk by and see this black curtain set up, and there's a military operation of an invasion in Venezuela where you're taking out their president. That's happening in the middle of Mar-a-Lago, not in a secure room, just with some curtains draped around them. I mean, look at these images. You can see the curtains draped around them. You can see that this is not really a secure area. Maybe it was from the outside, but I have a lot of questions about this. Like, who had access to this? Who was controlling it? Why was this done there instead of the secured rooms in Washington, D.C.? Trump has managed to break all the norms we've seen previously in history to this point, so I guess this should come as no surprise that he made this operation happen from some random room in Mar-a-Lago. I hope some reporters ask him questions about this, because this is a very serious deal, and is more going to be conducted from there like this? I don't know. But we need to know what's going on here. We need to know that these operations are happening securely, because These guys, Hegseth, have leaked sensitive classified information on signal chats and to family members. And how do we know that things are safe during these operations, that our service members are safe, and that things are not being hacked into or leaked out? That's my main question here. I'm concerned about our military and their safety by these actions of President Trump and his administration. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Comment, like, share, spread the word. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you back here for the 411.